Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So, good morning everyone. How are you all doing today?
Yes, we are good.
We are great.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll just start the meeting here. We're gonna keep it short, maybe like 10 to like 12 minutes. Just gonna begin now. My graph is not here, I'm sorry. Let me fix it.
That's okay.
And pull it up. There you go. Alright. Hang on, yeah, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly, explain our graph here in the first quarter from January to March, right? And you can see here some are rising and one is falling pretty sharp on the decline of our units sold. We can see here from, let's gonna begin with the green one. The green one is the 1.5 liter bottle. You can see here it's very stable, very linear. Starting from the 2,400 mark here in January, and then goes up to February. It increased and increased further in March to 2,600 units sold. And then for our 330 millimeter bottles, it starts off from January here. You can see the sales or the units sold is 2,400 units. And then it goes up in February to around 2,600 units, and then up again to 2,700 units sold in March for our 1.5 liter bottle. And yeah, our best performing bottle so far is the 600 milliliter one. From January, it's already sold 3,000 boxes, and then it kept the same steady amount of units sold in February, which is 3,000 units, and then in March it goes up just slightly to 3,100 units sold. So yeah, I think it is easily our most profitable bottle this year. And then yeah, I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room here, our gallon. Yeah, I must say it is quite concerning because at first at January when I see the sales, it sold 3,000 units and I'm like, oh wow, I'm so happy because it's as successful as the 600 milliliter bottles, right?
Yes.
But look at February. Yes. The decline is pretty sharp. Not really something I'm looking for, but I guess that's business for you. From 3,000 to around 2,350 something in February, and yeah, I'm not really proud of the sales. But in March, it declined again. It's not as sharp as the January and February decline, but it is still a decline nonetheless. From 2,350 to 2,100 there.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course, our new product who made the debut just this January. That is the 250 milliliter bottle, starting from 1,500 units sold, and then to February it increased to 1,700 units sold, and then it currently is in its peak in March with units sold around 2,200 in March. So I think this product can be really successful in our next quarters, perhaps reaching somewhere around here-ish, 2,700, and if it's really like going really well, it might see like an exponential growth to around the 3,000 mark, because this one is quite popular for events. Yeah. So, Devina, you are from the marketing. How do you interpret this, Devina, this graph?
Yeah, thanks, Rafi. The 250 milliliters performance is encouraging. Its growth suggests a solid product market fit, likely driven by the campaigns we ran targeting students and office workers. Portable size, affordability, and retail visibility are really helped. For the gallon, the drop is concerning. We suspect two main reasons. The first is increased competition from dispenser-less alternatives like countertop filters, and the second is lowered repeat purchase rates among households, perhaps due to cost or hassle. I suggest we revisit the gallon's value proposition and run a limited promo targeting book buying families in office environments.
Good suggestions. Good suggestions. Definitely, I'll keep it noted. Yeah. Let's also pass in the packaging and delivery incentives can influence return rates on our sales. So, Najwa, do you see any patterns or complaints from customers on this entire thing?
Yes, thank you. So in Q1, we saw about 40% increase in complaints related to the 19-liter bottles. The most common issues were the first, customers finding it a bit complicated to return the empty containers. Second, some delays in delivery scheduling, not a lot but enough to be noticeable. And the third, a few cases of leakage, which mostly happened because the caps were not aligned properly. What's interesting is we barely got any complaints about the smaller sizes, the 250 milliliter and the 600 milliliter bottles. That really supports Devina's point earlier. Those smaller options are really gaining popularity because they are just more convenient for day-to-day use.
Okay, yeah, duly noted. That means we are looking at a mix of logistical and satisfaction issues for the gallon. We're gonna coordinate a surface flow audit here, but yeah, from an HR angle, what's your insight here, like especially with the rising demand on fulfillment needs?
Yeah, we are starting to feel the strain in the distribution and logistic department, particularly in areas dealing with gallons returns and doorstep delivery coordination. Absenteeism rose slightly in March in those teams. If gallon sales remain low but require proportionate labor, we may want to reallocate personnel or streamline that product process. Let me see in my notes. On a positive note, teams working on newer size like the 250 milliliter and 330 milliliter have shown higher morale, likely due to positive feedback and manageable workloads. Training refresh could help smooth delivery bottlenecks.
Excellent, excellent. We're gonna prioritize across department initiative, yeah? Devina, could you please draft me a promo for next quarter? Maybe you add like a sustainability or return report angle, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I heard like recycling is very popular this time of year. And Najwa, I want a detailed complaint breakdown by somewhere around next week using the fixed metrics. And Fatia, from HR, we need to start a scenario planning for either reducing the gallon handling the strain or returning the staff to support fast-moving sales, yeah? And let's recognize what's working. Our 600 ml bottle looking absolutely lovely up in there is our anchor sales. We'll keep it strong, keep it solid. And for 250 ml bottle is our emerging star, continuing to support its shelf space expansion. And we'll treat the gallon as a critical care item needing turnaround. Any other comments?
Yeah, I think we might test bundling the 250 milliliter with larger packs or offering mixed size packs. It could push both therage and volume.
Yes, I will also suggest a chatbox tweak to better guide gallon buyers. That could reduce confusion and improve our UX.
And I think we'll start wellness check-ins for the logistic crew. They are under pressure and we want to stay ahead of burnout.
Okay then, before we wrap up, we need to address another problem. That is the late delivery to corporate event in East Jakarta. It's around like 500 boxes, so it is very valuable for this quarter. Najwa, could you fill us in?
Yes, the shipment was supposed to arrive on June 18, but it reached them on 21st, I think. It's 3 days late. The client was understandably upset, especially since it disrupted their quarterly employee distribution. Our support team responded immediately, but they offered a 50% discount and a written apology. But they are still deciding whether to continue their next order.
That's our third delay this quarter involving both orders, right?
Correct. So we're winners within 24 hours. But this one was a red flag. Logistics cited a routing issues and free hire breakdown, but the lack of backup and or early alerts made it worse.
Yeah, we cannot afford to lose high volume clients like this one. But yeah, any staffing issues in logistics?
Yeah, actually, we had 2 resignation in warehouse dispatch last month, and OneDrive is currently on extend leave. It left us short staffed during the peak week.
Was this communicated up the chain?
Not properly. I only found out after the incident. I've already scheduled a training audit and we're fast tracking to new hires.
For reputation management, I suggest sending the client a custom recovery package. Friend the thank you gifts, some free 250 milliliter bundles, and a personal letter from our leadership. Make it clear we value their partnership.
They would go a long way. They have been a client since 2022. A gesture like they then may secure the next quarterly contract.
Okay then, do it. I want the letter signed and sent by Monday. Devina, coordinate the gift pack. Najwa, follow up with the client this Friday, yeah? And Fatia, finalize the hires for and present the logistic contingency protocol by next week.
Yeah, sure. Understood. I will also work with ops to build a fail safe communication chain for dispatch incidents.
Okay, perfect. Let's prevent this from becoming a pattern. If we tighten up now, we'll avoid damage and control later, yeah? Alright, we're done here. Thank you again for coming, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.